Can you imagine living alone in a workshop at 14 years old in a country whose language you don't even understand? That your father sells the house he worked so many years for just to give you a chance? With no guarantee that you will succeed. Winning a race with a broken collarbone? And after so many difficulties. Having your idol Lionel Messi recognize your effort with a personal gift.
It has the signature of the best in the world, the jersey of the world champion.
Those are just some of the 25 surprising facts about the life of Franco Colapinto that we'll see in this video. In the last ones, you'll discover how in such a short time this Argentine driver has already made history. Franco Alejandro Colapinto was born on May 27, 2003 in the town of Pilar, Buenos Aires province, Argentina. His parents, Aníbal Leonidas Colapinto and Andrea Laura Trofimchuk, formed a family of 4 together with Franco's sister, Martina Colapinto. Franco has dual nationality thanks to his parents' origins, Argentine from his father, Aníbal, and Italian from his mother, Andrea. However, throughout his entire career, he has chosen to represent Argentina.
Tell Lobato I'm not Italo-Argentine, just Argentine.
Franco had a big accident. When he was a child, his parents bought him a quad bike, which gave him his first experience with motorsports. However, it was also on that quad bike where he had his first accident, which he remembers like this.
Note the safety. Being muscular means complete safety, right?
Tank top, no gloves, nothing. You were lucky.
Fortunately, he didn't suffer any serious injuries. Colapinto's love for motorsports began when he was very young. His father had a Turismo Carretera racing team, a very popular category in Argentina, which made the world of racing a part of his everyday life. The team's drivers often visited his house and spent time with Franco, fueling his enthusiasm for this kind of sport. Also, even when he was very young, Franco often attended the races, a memory he holds especially dear.
I was always the first to open the tent and arrive before the mechanics. I loved it. It was my passion.
Franco had his first experience in karts when he was between 8 and 9 years old, thanks to the drivers from his father's racing team, who took him to the track. One of those drivers was Lucas Benamo.
Yeah, Lucas Benamo later coached me, and he was like the driver who took me to my first test in Formula, my first test in karting.
Since I was a kid, Franco admired great Formula One legends like Juan Manuel Fangio, Ayrton Senna, and Carlos Reutemann, although his true idols were Fangio and Senna.
But for me personally as well, Fangio and Senna really left a legacy in my life and in my sports career.
The admiration for Fangio was so intense that Franco even bought a Netflix account just to watch the documentary about his life. Over time, he also explored the documentaries about Senna and Schumacher, finding inspiration in their stories. In addition, he feels that Senna's story has quite a few similarities to his own, which further strengthens his admiration.
And maybe we share a bit then. Yeah, I feel a little similar, to that kind of thing that happened to him and how he got there.
And as he himself said, his path in motorsports was also marked by a lack of support in the beginning. Franco started his career in motorsports racing karts in Argentina, where he began to build his path. Among his main achievements at this stage is his victory in the Argentine National Pre-Junior Championship in 2016, second place in the South Garda Winter Cup in the junior category in 2017, and his victory at the Youth Olympic Games in Buenos Aires in 2018. Despite popular belief, Colapinto frequently struggled with limited financial support during his career. At the age of 14, he was hired by an Italian karting team, which led him to move to Italy alone, without even knowing Italian. With no money and nowhere to stay, Franco had to live in the team's workshop to save costs. He learned how to cook, clean, wash his clothes, and take on adult responsibilities at a very young age. And although he remembers it as a difficult time, he also holds a certain fondness for those moments.
Nothing. It was a year I really enjoyed, but also it was crazy what happened to me. I grew so suddenly.
And so that I can also grow as Franco, subscribe! Franco's father had to sell his house in Pilar and move to the countryside so that his son could have the chance to make the leap to Formula Quattro. This decision was even more complicated because there was no guarantee of success, and the family took a risk without knowing if the sacrifice would be worth it. That's how the young Argentinian remembers it.
I didn't like it, but in the end, like I said before, it was about sacrifices because
I'm impressed my old man sold the house, but I'm worried about what happens if this doesn't work out.
if it goes wrong, there's always pressure, but it's always present anyway.
Colapinto made his debut in single-seaters in 2018 in the Spanish Formula 4 when he debuted with the DriveX team, a team supported by Fernando Alonso, similar to his later debut in Formula 1. Colapinto joined the championship when there were only 4 races left in the season. Despite the disadvantage, he achieved 2 fifth places, a 2nd place, and a victory, making his talent clear from the start. Colapinto won the Spanish Formula 4 title in 2019 in dominant fashion. In what was his first full season in the category, he competed in 21 races in which he achieved 11 victories, 13 podiums, and 9 pole positions. Results that allowed him to be crowned champion of the category by more than 100 points ahead of 2nd place. There were rumors that Franco used to shower with his racing suit on. When he was told this in an interview, he reacted like this,
Who was the son of a bitch that...
thus confirming the rumors. His justification was the following.
One day, I ruined a jumpsuit in the washing machine. I put it in. I don't know what happened. I used heat and it shrank, so it didn't fit anymore.
Then he explained what the process was about.
The dynamic way was a shower and a bit of shampoo, and when the shampoo goes down...
He finally mentioned that he doesn't do it anymore. Colapinto took part in the 24 Hours of Le Mans in 2021 at just 17 years old, becoming one of the youngest drivers to compete in the history of this race, where the record is 16 years old. In the competition, he shared a team with Nike de Vries and Roman Rusinov, with whom he achieved 7th place in his class. Williams signed the Argentine driver for their Young Drivers Academy after he finished his first season in Formula 3 in 2022. This was not only the result of his 2 victories that year, but also of the performance he had shown in lower categories. This move was crucial for his career, as it gave him the support of the British team and paved the way for something even bigger a few years later. Franco broke his collarbone, had surgery, and just 2 weeks later, raced in the last Formula 3 race in 2023 in Monza. He raced in extreme conditions using a plate to support his collarbone, because without it he couldn't fasten his seatbelts. In addition, he had to take a lot of painkillers because the pain was unbearable. The Argentine knew that if this information became public, they wouldn't allow him to race. So he kept the situation a secret, and only a few people knew what had happened. And every time he's asked, "How did you get injured?" he answers in a similar way.
In the end, I broke it because I was taking risks and doing things I shouldn't have at the wrong time.
What did you do? Sorry.
No, it doesn't matter what I did.
What could he have done? Jokes aside, subscribe. Franco made this risky decision because it was the last race of the year, and surprisingly, he won it. Despite how irresponsible it was, he showed tremendous skill as a driver. In 2023, Franco was unable to gather the necessary funding to move up to Formula 2, which seemed to put an end to his dream of reaching Formula 1. However, his followers in Argentina started an intense social media campaign under the hashtag Franco Colapinto Aftos, with the goal of getting him sponsors. This movement resonated so much that several brands joined in. And with the support of Williams, Colapinto finally secured a seat in Formula 2 for 2024. Bizarrap played a crucial role in Franco's arrival to Formula 2. When the hashtag Franco Colapinto Aftos and news articles started to highlight that Colapinto needed more sponsors to secure his seat, Bizarrap found out about the situation and called him personally without even knowing him.
We didn't know each other, but I talked to him and said, "Listen, Franco, I want to call and help you, but I don't know how. Let's see what we can do."
Not only that, but then he contacted the founder of Globin.
I called Martin and said, "Hey, look, Franco needs this. I'm definitely joining in from any side I can.
And that's how Franco got a fundamental part of the financial support he needed. In Formula 3, Franco used the number 10 in honor of what it represents for Argentinians and as a tribute to the jerseys of Maradona and Messi. When he moved up to Formula 2, he couldn't keep that number. But this wasn't a problem for him. Multiple times, Franco has made it clear that he is a die-hard Boca Juniors fan. As you can see in this Instagram post, he chose number 12 as a reference to La Doce, the famous supporter group of his beloved team. Franco Colapinto fulfilled one of his biggest dreams when he drove a Formula One car for the first time during the postseason test in Abu Dhabi in 2023 with the Williams team. This opportunity came thanks to his results in Formula 3 and his confirmation as a Formula 2 driver for the following year. Franco's first victory in Formula 2 came in the sprint race at Imola in 2024. The victory was spectacular, with an impressive overtake on the last lap that allowed him to secure the win. The most incredible thing is that on that same day, he received a jersey signed by his idol, Lionel Messi. After the race, Franco uploaded this video to social media.
Leo, I can't believe it. Thank you so much for this jersey. As you can see, it brought me luck today. It features the world champion's signature and jersey.
Colapinto made his official debut in a Formula One session during the first free practice of the 2024 British Grand Prix.
Great to see Franco sign with the Argentine flag atop the Williams garage car.
This happened thanks to his results in Formula 2, where he was beating both his academy teammate and his team partner in the drivers' standings. Franco Colapinto took Logan Sargent's place in the Williams team for the last 9 races of the 2024 season. The change happened after the American driver's performance was disastrous. Without managing to score points and constantly causing damage to the British team's cars, Colapinto was the natural choice to fill the position, since he was part of the Williams Driver Academy, and for having demonstrated his talent in lower categories including Formula 2, where he was competing at the time of the driver change. Franco made history in Argentine motorsport with his debut in Formula One during the 2024 Italian Grand Prix. With this achievement, he became the first Argentine to compete in the category in more than 20 years, since Gaston Massacani did so between 2000 and 2001. Colapinto finished 8th in the 2024 Azerbaijan Grand Prix, which allowed him to score his first 4 points in Formula One. With this result, he became the first Argentine to score points in the category in more than 40 years, since Carlos Reutemann earned 6 points in the 1982 South African Grand Prix. Now we move on to the last fact, but before that, if you've made it this far, you're enjoying the video, so subscribe. Franco is known for his relaxed and playful personality during interviews, especially with Juan Fosaroli.
You start with the point.
No, Foster's turn.
Also, quickly he gained a reputation for flirting with journalists.
I was told that you're very funny, so I wanted to have a laugh.
Shortly at the 2024 Mexican Grand Prix, Franco, who is one of the most beloved drivers on the grid, ended up behind Lance Stroll, who is known for being involved in multiple scandals, including intentionally endangering a world champion, and for being a driver who is hated by everyone. So watch this video and discover his 10 worst controversies.